hello there, everyone, and a very happy Tuesday and a very happy first of the month as well. Can you believe it is June already? We want to say hello as well to the Altanu Badge, who is the lovely Angel today. Thank you, Angel, for joining me in this session and for adding in all of the links. So hello there, everyone that has popped in. I do hope that you're having a great start of your month. Hello there, Melly and Mary and Tracy. So hello there, everyone. Also, if you do share this live stream, you are in with a chance of winning a $15 gift certificate to the Altanu store when it will be picked at the end and then added into the comments. So thank you for sharing as well. So today we have a new release. So I am going to stop jabbering. I'm going to put you down to the tabletop so we can take a look at all of the new products. Please let us know what your favorite products are so far and what do you want to see more of or a little closer look so we know what you want to see. Okay, that's what we're here for, to give you a close-up before you jump in to it. Right, so we have 3 different ensembles. Sorry, my phone is over on the other side of the room and hopefully it doesn't keep going, but we're going to live through that. Okay. So we have a whole load in this ensemble, and the first one that we have is the Elegant Journey ensemble, and this is very, very cool. There's so many kind of different bits in this, so you can mix and match and play with it all together, and it's really, really cool. So I'm going to start with the layering die set that we have in here. So this is one of our amazing layering die sets that we do have the keyhole system in. So you're going to be able to see the little cutouts in the dies, and they're going to show you which flower goes with which. They also have the embossing on the images, so you can quickly and easily pop those together, and we can take a look at these if that's something that you want to look at. So that's the Prickly Pear die set. I love the name, Prickly Pear. And then next up we have the Ornate Nesting die set. Now you do get 6 dies in here and they all vary in size. And this is going to be great for adding panels onto your cards, cutting in windows and little panels. They are very, very pretty. So you have 2 different edges on this. So if you wanted to, if you really wanted to have the panel that's up here on both ends, we can do that as well. So that will be a little bit of partial die cutting, but we can try that out. We also have the Elegant Sayings die set. And in here we have some really beautiful ones. I love the script on this one. It really does look handwritten. So that one is the Elegant Sayings. You get the stamp, and you can also get the coordinating die set for that one. And then we have the Journey Abroad, kind of little ensemble within an ensemble. Hey, there's Mara. And in this, there is the hot foil plate. Oh, this is beautiful. So we have that really gorgeous design on there. Really heavy as well, so it's going to cover the front of an A2 card base. We also have the stencil set that matches. This has 4 different stencils, and you do get the layering guide within this one. And you can see that that is very, very pretty. So you're going to use these 3 here, and then this 4th one you are going to flip once you have inked it the first time. So that's going to give you that 5th layer there. And then these are new. These are very clever. This is a really great idea. Definitely you can use these on their own. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to turn this up. Sorry, everyone. Who would have thought I was so popular? No, not me. Okay, so this is the Journey Abroad. You can definitely use these by themselves. They're really great shapes. So we've got this star shape, a smaller one, this kind of pentagon shape, and then a diamond. But what these are meant for is to fit directly within these patterns. So you can use it with the stencil, you can use it with the hot foil plate. But you can see here, I've added it on, and they fit perfectly within the shapes on that hot foil design. So there is that. So that one is the Elegant Journey ensemble. I'm going to move that one over to the side. Regina, they are, right? You can use them by themselves if you wanted to, but I think they really work perfectly with the way they were designed to as well. So let's take a look at our next ensemble. And this one is Slice of Life. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, we don't have any dies in this one. So if you are a fan of hot foiling, I mean, it doesn't have any stamps in. So if you're a fan of hot foiling, die cutting, and a little bit of embossing, this one might be for you. So first off, I'm going to go with the sentiments that we have here. So we have the Encouraging Sentiments hot foil plate. So in the sentiments, we have 4 different ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and a love. Okay. Maybe. Oh, it's because this one's here. I thought that was just one. Sorry, everyone. So you have You Matter to Me. Thank you for everything. Love you infinitely. Don't ever change and just be you. Sorry. So there is that, and you can see how beautifully they do look on there. So that one is that. And if I move this around, you can see here that we have the die set available as well. So that's going to cut out the sentiments from the hot foil plate, but we also have these standalone ones as well. So these ones you can then layer up either on top of the hot foiled, or you can just use them by themselves. It's completely up to you how you would like to use those ones. Very, very pretty and quite sizable, so they're definitely not going to get lost on your project. Then we have the cutest bird die. Oh, this is so, I'm going to say tweet, and I know it's a bad pun, but I said it anyway. So this is the Bird of the Mountain die set, and you can see that we have all of these different layers that it's going to layer up to make this bird. Another one of the great things about this is we do have that system of the little die cut. So you just need to line up those to put up to kind of create this bird. The rest are really great to add in. This is one of my favorites. I don't know. I just love tropical things. I think it's because we live in like a really wet and kind of damp place. There's going to be no orange trees that grow out in the outside. So just having the kind of tropical things makes me feel happy. So this is the Orange Blossom die set. And this has a number of different oranges. It does have 3 oranges. It has a small, a large, and then the one that is cut in half. Then we have a number of different leaves. A couple of them, 3 of them, do have an extra shadow to go on them. We have these little cute little flowers. These are so sweet. You could definitely make a beautiful wreath out of those, and a branch too. It's very, very cool. I love how this one looks, and it comes together perfectly. If you do want to see an idea using this one, please check out my video from YouTube today, and I did use this set. Okay, next up we have the Moroccan tile. This is beautiful. So this has got a really great background on this one. It can be used for all different occasions, and it's not going to kind of draw away from the design that you're trying to pop on top of it as well. Tracy, yes, I think Floridians may want to grab this one as well, because the orange stage, right? Okay, so that one there is the Slice of Life ensemble. And then we're going to move on to the last one. And then we're going to create something. Okay. So this is the last ensemble we have. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this one right, but we're going to go with it. Everything's going to be fine. So this is the, what's this one? The Glimpse of Morocco ensemble. It sounds very, very tropical. So first off, I'm going to try this one first. This is the Zellige tiles. So in here we have like blocks, and then we also have this other little block. It reminds me of some kind of computer game on this one, crossed with maybe some tiling. It's really cool. I think it would make a great guy's card, or like, you know, like a masculine card, or even a teenager card. It's got a really great look, but it will also not get lost in a floral one. So if you're after a kind of all gender, I think this one would be a good one to go for. Then we have the Plum Blossoms layering die set. So in here we have 4 different flowers, I believe, 2 of which are full, and then we have 2 layers for these 2 here, and then you can mix and match the flower centers, and then we have a number of different leaves. This one is great. It doesn't take too much layering, so if you want some layering dies, but you don't want, you know, huge ones, or you don't want ones that are going to take forever to layer, this would be a great one to use. Then we have the Gateway to Morocco. This is so pretty. So this one here is actually going to cut out this beautiful window shape here. And then we have the dies that kind of put in if you want to. And then we have some that can layer up. The ones that you can see around this outside edge do actually just emboss in rather than cut out. So you can create many different looks with this one. You don't necessarily need to use all of it. You could just go with one part like this, or you could even use these pieces on their own as well. For more information and for different ideas and inspiration, go check out the blog hop. There is tons using the products there. Last but not least, we have the embellished star die. This is very pretty and very sizable. You could definitely make kind of shaped cards out of this. And what I'm imagining is, you know, when you have like those paper chains, you could cut many of these out and then kind of just attach them on the corners of each other. And I think that would look very pretty as well. Okay, now I can catch my breath and we can create something. Please let us know what you want to see more of, unless you just let me go for it and, you know, that's what will happen. I did say I wanted to show you how to use this if you wanted both ends to look the same. So I will do that first before I forget that that's what I'm going to do. So I am just going to move some things out of the way because I do need to grab my die cutting machine, and it is quite sizable. Oh, thank you, Zmara. All right. Okay. So. So you may be wondering why I have a piece of paper on mine. I use it because I tend not to clean my plates, so I find that keeping a piece of paper keeps my cards clean. Yes, it's a lazy craft away, but if you if you want to take it, take it. All right, so I have my piece of cardstock. I'm then gonna grab my largest of the dies, and I'm just gonna cut this out of that panel. I don't want to move this around too much, so I'm just going to add a little bit of tape. This would make a fabulous shaped card as well. I don't know whether or not to cut 2 of them. But we're just going to do one first, then we can do 2. Okay. So I am going to need my lid, or my top part of the sandwich. We'll just run that through. Yay, Carol uses paper too. Yeah, Mary, I am in love with those little dies. They are just fabulous. Okay, so now I have die cut that. Pop that back in. And then what we can do is, I want both of these ends. So I am going to flip that around. I'm going to place that in and line up nicely. Just want to make sure that that is going to cut And then once it's all lined up, give it a little wiggle to make sure that it's happy where it's sat. And then we're going to add a little bit of tape. Now, you want to make sure that you're not cutting all the way up to here. So this is why we're going to do a little bit of partial die cutting. The only bit that we need to cut is here. So I'm going to pop my little paper in because to keep everything clean. And then I'm only going to put my plate over the bit that needs cutting. So remember, under here, it's just the bit that needs cutting. That's going through. Didn't want to go all the way through, but hey, there we go. So that means if you wanted to create both ends the same, you can do. You can also, that didn't sit quite right. You can also create shorter ones. If you wanted a more of a label shape, you could definitely do that. But you can play around with how big or small you want it. Don't think that, okay, I've got 6 dies and that's the size of them. You can definitely have a play. The lovely angel is behind the badge today. Phew, bless me. Okay, so we've done that. I then wanted to quickly show you the prickly pear. Okay, but I can do that on my little one. So I have my little mini blossom with my tape included. So I'm going to move my panel up there. And I'm just going to cut one of these flowers. Now, the easiest way to figure out which die you're going to need for which flower is you just look for the cutout, and that's it. I'm just going to cut this large one, and it's the one that has the keyhole. So I'm just going to need the pieces for the keyhole flower, the little center pieces. You could use either of them. And some of those cactus leaves. Look how cool they are. So I want to cut them out of colored cardstock, but I also wanted to add a little bit more depth and dimension onto them as well. So you can do that with using colored cardstock as well. And I will show you how. Wow, Tracy, 14 cards in one day. That is some super doing. I'm going to be using some of the Coral Berry cardstock from Altenew for this one. I just think it's such a pretty color. It's like a touching on the like peachy tone. Okay, so I'm just going to pop these on. Fit in there. Oh my! I think I'm pushing it. I'm just going to pull it away from the edge, but I'm making sure that all my dies are on. So if I move that over, you can see that the reason being is because I am going to use my metal shim. And this adds a little bit too much kind of depth for everything to go in but up to the edge. But if you pull it away slightly, like give yourself a centimeter, everything goes through perfectly, but it is and going to enable you to get that perfect cut the first time. Oh, Shari, yeah. I mean, I have not done as much as Tracy. I think I may have done, I don't know, I can't remember how many cards I've done, but I don't think it's as much as Tracy's done. Hey, Roxy. Okay. So there we go. We've cut our flower shapes. And I'm going to go with some just green for the green for the leaves. I think I don't have any yellow on me, but I might be able to go and grab some. And I'm going to cut, I'm going to cut these and then I'm going to cut them again just so I can have 3. I mean, I could just cut 3, but I may as well have the spare one. And you can see that because I've used that metal shim, that really has pushed, oops, hopefully you can see, pushed the embossing in to give us that really cool look. Okay. Okay, instead of me going to grab some yellow, I'm just going to do something else. Yep, this one's the prickly pear. It's so cute. Oh no, what, really? I have never had that problem. It's too hot that my adhesives won't work. Wow. Okay, so I have my little images. I'm gonna grab some cardstock. I have this scrap piece, these will do. And some double-sided adhesive. Because I know I'm going to stick these flat together, I may as well add the adhesive now. I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to get 2 on there. A bit of a snip. Double check. Yep. I don't want to waste my double-sided adhesive. Okay. So I'm just going to add those on that. We do have that double-sided adhesive on the back, so we've just created ourselves a little bit of a sticker. And then we're going to add on that plate. That plate is going to make sure that that cuts. So we can go through one. It should have already cut the first time, but I'm just going to push it through the back as well. Okay. And there we go. So we have all of our elements there. I'm going to bring that back because we're going to add everything onto that later on. So maybe not because it's a little bit glary. So pull these out. These are so easy to put together. So we got number 1. Hopefully you can see number 1 there. We have number 2 and we have number 3. I am going to be grabbing some crimson ink. And I'm going to be doing some ink blending, but instead of me having to clean my work surface, I keep the back of the double-sided adhesive because I find that this works really well for ink blending on top of. Oh, that is so exciting, Tamara. I really hope that you're having fun using it. And I'm going to grab one of the mini blending tools, and we have the crimson. And I'm going to tap off the ink. You can either tap it off there, or my best place to do it is to tap it off in the lid because I can always go back to that lid to use it again. And I'm just going to go really gentle and then pull that ink out. So I'm having more of the ink in that center. So, so pretty, and it's so easy to do. So I recommend to kind of go in really soft when you start, and then you can kind of put more pressure on when you know that the ink's not going to grab too much on the cardstock. Okay. This one's a little bit more delicate, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful with this one. Okay, so now we have that dimension on all of those. I don't think I've got a correct green out. Yeah, always try and go in lighter to start with, and then you can really, really go for it once you know that it's not going to grab it too much. So I'm going to go in with some teal cave because that's what I have, and I think it'll look really, really pretty on there. So any advice to be light-handed with ink? Okay, so when you start going in, I'll do it on this one. Let me just grab a new little blending tool. So you're going to want to make sure, especially with these, because these grab ink so, so quickly. So you're going to want to get your ink on it, but then you're just going to want to tap some of that off. So as you can see, me tapping that off, I can tap that off a number of times and still a great number of ink is coming off. Okay, so really kind of tap that off. If you still find that you're having too much on this, you can use a piece of paper or cardstock, and that will kind of draw the ink out rather than tap it off. Okay, so there is that there. And then when you go in, just so lightly, just go around that bottom edge. I'm trying to take it off on the paper first. It's not easy to do when you're going into a center of flower, but if you start with kind of leaves, you start on the paper itself here and then draw that ink in. And that is going to give you a really beautiful soft look. And you can always reuse this ink. The ink that you're tapping off here is not going to waste. Okay, so there we go. It looks so pretty. Tap, 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 tap. And to also add ink with a softer touch, go slower. So normally when you get the hang of it, you are going to be able to speed it up a little bit. But to start with, just go slow. Take your time. It's not a race. You don't need to be finished in record time. So just play with it. Figure out what kind of hand pressure that you need on it as well. And then when you get to that point, you'll kind of figure it, and then you'll just get faster and you won't even realize. Okay, so there is that. And then I'm going to do this last one anyway. We have another Lydia here. Hey. Okay. So there we go. So we have my leaves and my flowers. I just need to do my flower centers. I do have some yellowy ink for those. I do want to show you my ink storage in a bit as well. I got really impressed that I've nearly kind of filled it. So not my inks, but my ink blending tools. So I'm just going to remove these. I do want them to stay on that paper. So I'm going to grab my ever so handy hat pin and push those out. He doesn't want to come out, so I have to tempt him. Oh, there you go. He's out now. He's happy. And then I'm going to push this one out as well. This one's the more solid one. Okay, he's going to take a bit of tempting, but he's also out. We're good. Roxy, if you do want to see my ink storage, I do have a craft room tour on the Altenew blog. So you can definitely, not the Altenew blog, the Altenew YouTube channel. So you can definitely check that out. Just write Lydia craft room tour, and I'm sure it'll pop up. But yeah, I'm going to show you my ink blending storage because I'm excited. And I know that you guys will get my excitement rather than my husband that went, Okay, so I'm going to go with some chamomile first. Just ink that up. And I don't need to be so light on this one. I can be as heavy-handed as I want because I just want to chuck that ink down onto that one. And I'm going to use my Snapdragon next. We also have a craft room tour from Jen on the Altenew YouTube, and also a craft room tour from the lovely Nicole. So there are a number of craft room tours on there, so you can check those out. All right, now because I have inked those, I am going to have to let them dry a little bit so that they stick together. Adhesive will not stick very well onto wet ink. All right, so I have my panel. I have the panel for the card. Pull off. It just looks stately, right? It's so pretty. Okay. Tracy, yeah, Jen's craft room was immense. So I have number 1, I have number 2, and I have number 3. Now, normally, you would just place them on, add a little bit of glue, but I am going to be adding a little bit of foam tape. So I'm not going to be able to see the kind of cutouts as well as I would do with just normal adhesive or see-through adhesive. But everything's going to be fine anyway. So I'm going to pop that on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my little keyhole, not cross, keyhole. And then I'm going to make sure that that's kind of the same orientation, and I'm just going to pop it down. If it is not in exactly the right spot, no one is going to know unless you tell them, and I kind of do that. Tracy, I'm from Wales, so you guys, if you're in the US, you might know of a little town called Wrexham with the football club. We're really close to there. So that's where we are. Thank you so much for sharing, everyone. Okay, so I've added the foam tape on those places. And then pop that down as well. So let's give us a little bit of dimension on there. To bring a little bit more dimension again, we can kind of pull these up. So when I'm pulling up, I'm making sure that I'm holding down the center because I do not want to pull the petal off. So really make sure that you kind of hold that, because there's been times where I've been doing this and I'm pulling away and then the petal's over here and the flower's still over here. So yeah, make sure that you're holding in your center spot. Oh, Tracy, yes, now there is castles everywhere. Okay. And there we go. And just that little bit of shaping has really added a little bit more dimension into there. So we can add in our centers. Dum, 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 dum. Oops, I'm getting stick. So I'm just going to... I couldn't find that one, so I grabbed another one. You can see that I do have many a hat pin. Okay, so I'm just going to cover up the little cutout so you're not even going to know it was there. Get rid of those inside pieces. I find it easier to kind of put it on a scrap piece and then push them out. There we go. To line that one up, I kind of just use this singular one, and then the rest of them popped into place. But yeah, look how pretty that is. Okay, so we have our panel that we created with the two ends of, well, one end of the dies. Then we have our flower. Then we can arrange prickly pear pieces. And I think I am going to use them. I would normally, I don't know. I do like a odd number, so I'm going to go with that one there because that fatter one is making me feel a little bit happier about that. And then we're going to need to add a sentiment. So we have this elegant sayings. Oh, I'm going to go with miss you and your smile just because I like this and your smile bit. I probably should have looked at one that was going to fit where I wanted to go. Yeah, Tracy, I do find that a lot of things you really do need to kind of play with it and see it in real life on kind of packages. I'm going to go with hello because it fits better. And I'm going to go with thinking of you. Okay. You can really play around with like sentiments to see if they're going to fit on there. Probably should have done that first, but I didn't. All right. Very trusty obsidian is coming out to play. And then my little blocks. So you see, it is beautiful. It's so cute. And then there's another one in the pack too. But because I want to play around with something else, I decided just to do one. So we can hopefully maybe get that bird together as well. I did use the oranges, so the orange blossom. If you want to check that out, please check out the blog hop that starts either on the blog or over on YouTube. Tracy, I know, it would be so much fun. I do need to find a kind of citrus themed top, I think, so I can feel that I'm really at a lemonade party. All right, okay. Okay, for Alyssa's 10-year-olds, we're gonna pop the fourth leaf in too. See, normally I wouldn't go with doubles. I'm not sure, but you know, I've been told, so it's on there. There we go. There's our first one. I haven't actually stuck anything down, so when I move this across now, I'm gonna try and make sure that I don't move everything so I can put that together later. All right, so I did want to show you my tray. So I have been using the old to new storage compartment, and I have been using it with my little blending brushes in the right way. But then I got to a point where I had maybe one or two more than I needed. But then I also like the fact that I could put the mini blending tools down the side. And here I have a beautiful rainbow. So I have a red one, yellow, orange, yellow, green, you know, aqua, then a blue, then two aquas really, a blue, a purple, and a pink. So if you wanted to kind of try this storage out for your blending tools, but you weren't, you know, you didn't really want the lid on it, you wanted to be able to grab them all the time, I think this is a great way to kind of store them. And they're kind of all together as well. I just wanted to show you that because I was quite excited. So there we go. So I'll move that over to the side. And let's pop this bird together, shall we? Little birdie. All right. Look how cute he is. Okay. So I have all of the elements. I am going to cut these all out of white cardstock, and then we can just add some color with our inks and blending. Okay, so let's give this a trim just so we can run it through the mini blossom. And I don't have to grab my big thing out. It would be so much easier just for me to grab the big thing, but it means standing up. I know. Tracy, I do. Look, there's stuff here, there is here, and there's here. I do get ink. I do. I'm just able to hide it. I'm going to use some more double-sided adhesive on this piece. Okay. I love this stuff. This is my go-to for die cutting. It is amazing. All right, so there we go. I'm just going to do that and pop that on. That's a little bit dirty, so we may as well add the dirty side down. And then what I tend to do is kind of find the edge with my nail and then score, so then I can see exactly where I need to cut. So I'm just going to trim, 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 trim. Again, remember, this is handy stuff. Do not just chuck that away. And let's cut these birds out. I know that that one doesn't necessarily need any adhesive on the back, so I'm just going to leave him off to the side so I can get the pieces that I know need adhesive on. Pop. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we have the little part there. You can definitely add a little bit of tape down. You don't want to be wasting your double-sided adhesive cardstock, because this can be used again and again until you've used every last bit of it. I did not want to come out. Maybe this is a white bird and it's just got like a touch. Oh, I've got an idea, but I can't say it because you see how excited I got. But don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Although it might not be, because I've had one of those ideas in the middle of a live and you know I'm just going to do it. Okay, so we're just going to run that through. Again, making sure that the metal plate is away from the edge. I'm not sure I have all the colors, but it's okay. We can do with what we've got. So we have most of the images cut there, and then we just need the bird base, shall we say? And we need a little bit of cardstock for you, and you're good there. Oops. Pop him out. He's so cute. And then we do have our little layering guide on the back. So I think I may have enough ink on my ink blending tool. So the last one I used with this one was the crimson ink. and that was from the crimson. So I'm going to add some crimson onto him there, just at the bottom. Okay, so there is our little red bit. I don't think we're going to have enough kind of layers to create the full effect, but I'm going to go as far as I can to create a rainbow bird. All right, so then we have number 2, which is this one down here. So I'm going to add some orange on, and I'm going to go with Snapdragon for this one. Okay, that was the crimson, so thank you, Angel. I'm going to get very confusing. So Snapdragon is next. And you can see that I'm leaving the dyes in so I don't go over the other bits. That's the only reason that I've left the dyes in there. So now I want to remove that so I don't go over it. And that's going to be his tail. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go with a yellow. And the yellow that I have is chamomile. I may skip the yellow because it's very close to the orange. But I will go in with a green. And the green that I have is the jade. Oh, it could be a white one. I was going to do white CC, but then I remembered all my coloured things over here. So I thought I would play a little bit. So that's why we're having this rainbow multicoloured bird. So this is the jade fresh ink. And this is going to be number 3. So this long piece. Again, I'm adding more of that ink to the base. I probably could do with a larger blending tool. I'll do. That's a pretty color. This is one of my favorite greens. It's kind of a eucalyptus green. The next one up is called eucalyptus, so you can tell that it's got that kind of silvery gray tone to it. So once I have my green, so that's number 3, I'm going to want number 4, which is going to be this one. No, that's number 5, which is number 4. This one is number 4. Okay. And I'm going to go with a teal color. And the one that I have is Aqualicious, which is on my desk. I did try and grab the fresh dye inks this time to show that we do have a good selection of them. Before I do that one, let's remove number 3 because we don't want to contaminate all these colors. We want them all beautiful. Again, I'm just lining up that little cutout that we have, then poking the beak on. And there we go. He's gonna look, he looks a bit like Robin from a comic. All right. So I'm gonna add some teal on to number 4. There we go. Again, we're just going to line up that piece there. It's going to look a bit weird, but hey, we know I have these ideas and I have to see them through. Okay, so that is number 4. We're going to need number 5, which is this one. And I am going to do a purple. Oh, I don't have a purple, but I do have a crystal violet with, Alpine Aster. That could work. So this is the Alpine Aster. It's kind of a blue purple. Again, adding from the bottom. I would say this is like a proper violet color. Those little cute little violets that you see. think this bird's name should be, I don't know, Reginald, maybe? Reggie? Look how cool that's looking. All right. And then we have a last layer for the wings. I mean, we could have kind of added a little bit more color, but you can still see the kind of texture to these other pieces that have been layered up. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. And for this one, I'm going to add on some pink. Now, I don't have any pink right on me, but I do have the rubellite on this inker. So if you want this pink, it's the rubellite that you're going to want on that one. Sorry, Angel, that I'm just confusing everyone, but as you can see, those ink tools don't actually need inking up every time. They will keep a good amount of ink on them. Now this one doesn't have the cutout in, but as you can see, the top of this wing here, the top of the wing is just going to fit perfectly on top of that. Okay, the only things that we have now are the eyeballs, the beak, and the little legs. Okay. And I don't actually have a black blending tool. Wow, that's a shocker. All right, it's fine. I have a gray, and that will do for now. And I'm just going to be using some jet black for this one. Okay. I'm going to use my little pokey to add the bits on. So I'm just going to add them on. You could definitely use the tweezers. I've just really got used to my little pokey tool. I don't know. This hat pin's been with me a long time. This little beak. Oh, he's too cute. And I'm going to add his little legs on. I didn't get to make him into a card, but you can see that you could definitely use him on all different things. I reckon he would be really cute, just kind of holding some balloons as well. I know it's not natural or in any way to scale if he was to hold some balloons, but I think he would make a really cute kind of colorful birthday card. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to move my card in that we have created. So I'm trying to move some stuff out so we can get rid of some of the glare. But I mean, I may not have created 2 full projects, but you can kind of see where we were going with the little bird as well. So I've had so much fun playing with the products of the new wings. I really do hope that you like them. Oh, Roxy, yes, party hat. Okay, sorry everyone. I was stopping and then I got distracted. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. Okay. Sorry, everyone. I was just signing off and everything. Okay. I think the party hat should be stripedy. Just going to cut a little curve on that. Okay. And you've got me started now. I was ready to go. Okay, so I'm just using some colors that you could definitely use to make your own party hat. You don't need me to sit here and do it, but you know, you have me sitting here and doing it. But there we go. That's enough stripes. And then, yes, we've made a little party bird. So he's no longer the bird of the mountain. He is the bird of the party because he has the colorful party colors. All right, I am going to move you guys up now. Okay. Right. Thank you for the idea, Roxy. It looks so cute. All right. Okay. Hey there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I do feel a little bit red in the face. crafted up a sweat today. So thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you to the lovely Angel for popping in all of those links and for keeping up. You are a star. Thank you again, everyone, for spending time for us. We really do hope that you've enjoyed today and that it has inspired you to get crafting yourself. Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.